You step onto the rusted plating of the orbital port. The metal groans under your boots. It sounds like a dying beast. You adjust your collar against the biting wind. This place smells of ozone and old regrets. Fog swirls around your ankles. It clings to the starships docked in the cradles. Most of them will never fly again. You're not here for scrap metal. You're here for answers. Whispers have drifted through the sector for weeks. They speak of a fleet that vanished. It happened 50 years ago. People say the ship simply ceased to exist. You know better than that. Physics does not allow things to just disappear. Someone made them go away. You are the one who finds lost things. They call you the detective of dead futures. It is a heavy title to carry, but the pay is good, usually. You scan the docking bay with narrowed eyes. A flicker of light catches your attention. It chimes from beneath a pile of alien dust. You walk toward it slowly. The dust is gray and feels oily to the touch. You crouch down low. Your gloved fingers brush the debris away. It is a data chip. The casing is cracked but intact. A blue light pulses from within it. This is not standard tech. This is old. You slip it into your pocket. The weight of it feels significant. It feels like the first domino in a long line. A noise echoes from the shadows. You freeze. It sounded like a boot scraping against metal. You are not alone here. You stand up and turn slowly. The port is empty, just the wind and the rust. But your instincts are screaming. You need to move. You need to decode this chip. You head for the exit ramp. The journey has begun. You just hope you are ready for what comes next. The path leads you deep into the Undercity. The architecture changes here. It shifts from steel to stone. These are the ruins of the Elder Ones. The walls are tall and smooth. They hum with a low vibration. It feels like a headache trying to happen. You place your hand on the cool surface. The stone pulses against your palm. It is a song, a quiet, rhythmic thrumming. The builders are long gone, but their machines are still running. You admire their warranty policy. You walk down the main corridor. Symbols are etched into the floor. They glow faintly as you pass. You do not recognize the language, but the patterns seem familiar. You pull out your scanner. You hold it over the glowing lines. The device chirps and spits out a translation. It is not a poem. It is a navigation chart. The lines intersect at a specific point. It is a location in the Badlands, a place where no ships go. The map was hidden in plain sight. You trace the line with your finger. It points to a dead sector. Why would the Elder Ones care about dead space? That is the question. The humming in the walls gets louder. It sounds urgent now. The lights in the corridor flicker. You get the feeling you are overstaying your welcome. You pocket the scanner. You have your destination. The ancient city has given up one secret, but it holds many more. You leave before the walls decide to crush you. You return to your ship. It is a bucket of bolts, but it flies. You punch in the coordinates from the ruins. The nav computer complains. It does not like the destination. Quiet. You mutter to the dashboard. You engage the thrusters. The ship shakes as it climbs the gravity well. You break orbit and hit the void. The stars stretch out before you. They look cold and indifferent. A signal bursts across your comms. It is loud. It overrides your music playlist. That is simply rude. You look at the waveform. It is jagged and chaotic. A voice cuts through the static. It sounds human, but distorted. It speaks of riches. To those who seek the lost, the voice rasps. The vault is open. The ruin is near. Then the signal cuts out. It repeats on a loop. You trace the source. It is coming from a moon in the target sector. A moon is dead rock. No atmosphere, no heat, just silence and craters. Perfect for a trap or a treasure trove. You steer the ship toward the signal. The broadcast gets stronger. It promises everything you ever wanted. It promises power. You know promises are cheap, but you have to follow the lead. The signal matches the pulse of the data chip. They are connected. You check your blaster. It is fully charged. You enter the moon's orbit. The surface is gray and scarred. A large structure sits near the equator. It does not look natural. It looks like a tomb. You bring the ship down. The landing gear crunches on the rocky soil. You kill the engines. The silence returns. It is heavy and thick. You suit up. The airlock hisses open. You step onto the dead moon. The gravity is light. You bounce slightly with each step. Shadows move in the distance. They are not rocks. They are machines. Patrol drones. They hover silently. They scan the ground with red beams. They are looking for trespassers. That means you. You duck behind a ridge. These drones are military grade. They are old models, but lethal. Their armor is thick. Their lasers are hot. You cannot fight them all. You have to be a ghost. You time their movements. Left, right, pause. You dash to the next rock. Your heart hammers in your chest. The nearest drone pauses. Its red eye sweeps over your hiding spot. You hold your breath. You are as still as the stone. A drone moves on. You let out a breath. That was close. Too close. You crawl forward. The structure is ahead. It's a bunker door. It's sealed tight. But the drones are guarding it. That means something valuable is inside. Or something dangerous. Usually, it's both. You reach the door panel. It's fried. Sparks fly when you touch it. You need another way in. You look up. A vent shaft sits above the frame. It's a tight squeeze. You're going to regret that extra ration bar. You climb up and pry the grate loose. You slip inside. Darkness swallows you whole. You drop down into a corridor. The air is stale. It smells of ozone and decay. You turn on your flashlight. The beam cuts through the gloom. The floor is covered in debris. You look closer. It's not just trash. It's glass and gears. Thousands of tiny gears. You pick up a fragment. It's a face of a watch. A chronometer. The hands are spinning, but they are spinning backward. You look around. There are hundreds of them. Shattered clocks, broken timers, all of them counting down. Counting down to what? You step carefully. The crunch of glass is loud. This is a crime scene, but the victim is time itself. Someone tried to break the flow. They failed. Or maybe they succeeded. You see blast marks on the walls. There was a fight here. A desperate one. You find a helmet in the corner. It belongs to the lost fleet. The visor is cracked. There's no body inside, just dust. You shiver. The cold here goes bone deep. You move deeper into the bunker. The ticking sound surrounds you. It is a maddening rhythm. Tick, tick, tick. It sounds like a bomb waiting to go off. You find a side room. It looks like a barracks or a waiting room. Figures are huddled in the corners. You raise your weapon. Don't shoot, a voice croaks. You lower the light. They are nomads, scavengers. They look terrified. Their clothes are rags. Who are you? You ask. An old woman steps forward. Her eyes are milky white. She sees things you cannot. We are the witnesses, she whispers. Witnesses to what? The breath, she says. The ship took a breath, and then it was gone. Her voice trembles. The captain. He betrayed them. He sold their time. You frown. Sold their time? That is a new one. Even for this sector. Who did he sell it to? You press. The council, she hisses. The ones who sit in high chairs. They wanted the engines. The nomads nod in unison. They are scared of the memory. You can see it in their posture. They saw a fleet vanish in a second. Where is the captain now? You ask. She points a shaking finger. Down, deep down, in the archive. You thank them. You leave them some rations. It is the least you can do. You head toward the stairs. The plot thickens. The stairs spiral down. The air gets colder. Frost coats the railings. You reach the bottom. A massive door stands open. Inside are rows of shelves. They stretch for miles. They are filled with scrolls, not paper, thin sheets of metal. You grab one at random. You scan it. It tells a story of a war that never happened, a victory that was never won. These are lost futures. Timelines that were cut off. You feel a chill. This is heavy stuff. This is playing God. You find a scroll with the fleet's insignia. You read it. It details a mission to the Rim, a peaceful mission, but it ends in fire. In this version, they died fighting, but in reality, they vanished. Someone swapped their fate. Someone stole their ending. You hear a hum. It comes from the center of the room. A terminal is active. You walk toward it. The screen glows orange. It is the only light in the room. You type in a command. The system unlocks. It was waiting for you, or waiting for anyone. You access the logs. They are corrupted. But one file is clear. Project Kronos, a plan to weaponize time. The file mentions a lab, a star science facility. It is located in the next room. You have to see it. You have to know how they did it. You walk through the connecting door. The lab is a mess. Equipment is overturned. Cables hang from the ceiling like vines. In the center is a coil. It is massive. It pulses with that same orange light. It is testing the limits of warp. You look at the readings. They are off the charts. They were pushing the engines too hard. They were trying to punch a hole in reality. You see a datapad on the floor. You pick it up. It displays a schematic, a coil alignment. One piece is wrong. It was sabotage. Someone misaligned the coil on purpose. They wanted the experiment to fail. They wanted the fleet to be lost. You look at the coil again. A conduit runs from it. It goes into the wall. You follow the pipe. It leads to a secret panel. You pry the panel open. Inside is a book, a physical book, leather-bound. It is the captain's log. You open it. The handwriting is messy, scrawled in haste. They are coming for us. It reads, I have no choice. The entries get stranger. They turn into riddles. The key is in the lock. The lock is in the mind. You flip the pages. It is a cipher. The captain was hiding the truth. He knew the logs would be seized, so he wrote in code. You sit on a crate. You study the patterns. You are good at puzzles. It is part of the job. The words start to make sense. Core, ignition, redemption. He did not betray them. He hid them. He shifted them out of phase to save them from the council. The council wanted the ships as weapons. The captain refused, so he took the fleet away. He hid them in a second of time, but now they are stuck, frozen in a moment. You have to free them. You need to find the engine, the main engine. The log gives coordinates. It is here, beneath the floor. The entire moon is the ship. You are standing on the engine. You feel a rumble. The facility shakes. You have company. The council knows you are here. You run to the lift. You hit the button for the core. The car descends rapidly. Your stomach drops. The doors open. You step onto a catwalk. The sight takes your breath away. The engine is the size of a city. It hums with power. It is dormant but alive. This is the engine of redemption. A control panel stands at the end of the walkway. You run to it. Your hands fly over the keys. You input the captain's code. The engine roars to life. Lights blaze on. The hum becomes a scream. The power levels spike. Warning, a computerized voice says. Core instability detected. You have a choice. Ignite the engine and risk an explosion, or shut it down and leave the fleet lost forever. Sweat drips down your face. The floor shakes violently. You can hear troops breaching the upper levels. You are out of time. Ignite, you whisper. You slam your hand on the lever. The room floods with white light. The sound vanishes. For a second, there is total silence. Then reality snaps back. The engine stabilizes. It is purring now. A low, steady rhythm. You did it. You primed the pump. But you are not done. You need to confront the ones who caused this. You need to go to the council. You race back to your ship. The drones are confused by the energy spike. You slip past them. You blast off into the black. The council hall is a station in deep space. It is sleek and silver. It looks innocent. It is a nest of vipers. You dock your ship. You march into the main chamber. The guards try to stop you. You flash the data chip. They hesitate. You burst into the hall. The council members are in session. They look up in shock. They did not expect guests. I know what you did, you announce. Your voice echoes. A tall man stands up. Counselor Vex. He looks like a shark in a suit. You are trespassing, he says smoothly. I found the fleet, you say. I know about Project Kronos. The room erupts in whispers. Vex turns pale. That is impossible, he stammers. They were destroyed. No, you say. They were hidden. Because of you. You toss the captain's log on the table. It slides across the polished surface. It stops in front of Vex. He stares at it. He knows the game is up, but he is not done fighting. It was necessary, he snarls. We needed the power. At the cost of thousands, you ask. You traded lives for weapons. Other counselors start shouting. They are turning on each other. I did not know, one yells. Vex lied to us. Blame is flying like shrapnel. Words are sharp as knives. The hidden agenda surfaces. They wanted to conquer the outer rim. Vex pulls a blaster. He is desperate. I will not let a scavenger ruin this. He aims at you. You are faster. You dive behind a pillar. A laser bolt scorches the stone. The guards rush in, but they don't know who to shoot. Chaos reigns. The fleet is returning, you shout. You can't stop it. Vex looks out the viewport. His eyes go wide. A shimmer appears in the distance. A tear in space. Hostile forces are gathering outside the station. Vex's loyalists. Their banner flares against the starborn horizon. They want to destroy the fleet as it emerges. You have to finish this. You have to guide the fleet home. You tap your headset. This is the detective, you say. Broadcast on all frequencies. You ready your mind. The truth lies ahead. It is not about fighting. It is about believing. You close your eyes. You reach out with your mind. You connect to the engine you ignited. You are the bridge. Listen to me, you say to the void. The war is over. The timeline is safe. The enemy ships charge weapons. They are going to fire on the rift. You have to be faster. The answer is not weapons, you say. It is understanding. You speak the revelation, the words the captain hid. Time is not a line. It is a circle. Come home. The words ripple through the sector. They hit the rift. The energy changes. It turns from chaotic to calm. The dead futures dissolve. The wandering souls are freed. The rift expands. It shines like a new sun. And then they appear, one by one. The lost ships. Their hulls shimmer with newfound purpose. They are not ghosts. They are steel and fire. They form a phalanx around the station. Their weapons lock onto Vex's forces. The loyalists freeze. They are outgunned. Vex drops his blaster. He sinks to his knees. He knows he has lost. The fleet hails the station. This is Captain Halloway. A voice says, "We are reporting for duty. The council hall is silent. You step out from behind the pillar. You smooth your jacket. You have some explaining to do, you tell Vex. The balance of power shifts in an instant. The council is dissolved. Vex is in cuffs. The fleet lands to cheers. Hope spreads like sunrise across the colonies. People rush to the docks. Families are reunited. It is a good day. You stand on the observation deck. You watch the celebrations. You feel tired, but it is a good tired. You solve the mystery. You save the future. Not bad for a day's work. A young officer approaches you. She salutes. "Thank you," she says. "You gave us a new dawn." You nod. "Just doing the job, kid." You walk back to your ship. The universe is big. There are other mysteries out there. Other dead futures waiting to be solved. You check your account balance. The payment has cleared. You smile. "Computer," you say. "Set course for the next unknown." The engines hum. You lean back in your chair. You are vigilant. You are ready. The stars are waiting, and you hate to keep them waiting. You punch the throttle. The ship streaks away. Into the dark, into the adventure. End of log.